So,
So,
we just ended up talking about Infinity Pool,
AFTERSUN,
AFTERSUN,
and Tar.
and Tar. And so now we did that as a whole audio podcast.
I'm finishing my tacos.
We just had some tacos. We're still at
Delish.
circa
And
1949.
there's a taco truck.
But we've changed our spot.
Because it's getting dark. And there's a light up
We're
here.
like 10 minutes away from the halftime show, FYI.
Yeah. There's Super Bowl going on inside.
So we talked about 3 films on this audio podcast episode.
Mhm.
And now as we do, we need to do purchase, which means you would pay full price, whether a movie ticket, a VOD, video on demand,
Okay.
a rental fee, whatever it is. You pay money.
Mm-hmm.
That's purchase. Or you'd stream it based on whatever streaming service it's there. You're not going to incur an additional cost to see it.
Okay.
And then which movie would you skip and be like, look, out of these 3, I got to skip one. Who am I skipping? So
Okay.
I think we go from the bottom up. What are we
Oh,
skipping?
ooh, okay. Ooh.
What are we
You go
skipping?
first.
You want me to go first?
Uh-huh.
This might surprise you. Actually, it changed up until our podcast, our audio podcast,
Until our conversation.
until our conversation. It changed.
Okay.
I'm skipping AFTERSUN.
I thought that's the one you were going to skip. That's not surprising to
Okay.
me.
So I'm skipping only because the reason I'm skipping AFTERSUN is though it has some interesting elements, it has a good performance, as like we said, in it. I feel out of everything we watched, these 3 movies we discussed, Infinity Pool, AFTERSUN, and Tar, that it's the most forgettable. It's the one that 5 years from now, I'm going to struggle to remember more about it.
Okay.
So for that reason, if you have to skip one,
And I like how
I'm
you said
skipping
that.
Tar. I'm sorry, I'm skipping
I was having a
AFTERSUN.
hard time with my last 2, so I like when you said that 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You know. So
So what are you skipping?
I'm skipping Tar.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not saying there weren't good things in it. However, for me,
Yeah. No, I understand that.
like I said in the audio podcast, it's a movie about white privilege power,
Mhm.
and it's
Well, it's the
You know,
downfall of a person
a
you
downfall of
particularly
a
don't care
person.
about.
Kate Blanchett's great.
It's hard to connect with that.
I enjoyed AFTERSUN, even though it can be semi-forgettable, but I enjoyed the process of watching it a lot more than I enjoyed Tar.
Yeah. I understand that.
So I would say you could skip Tar. It wouldn't
Alright.
ruin your life by not seeing it.
No,
You'll
it's-
get that message in lots of other movies.
Tar
Not
is,
as well, but you'll get it.
Tar is definitely more niche
Niche.
audience.
Well, see, you saying that is annoying because I'm going to say that, like, oh, it's more niche.
No, I don't mean it as an
like we
elitist
said
thing.
in the audio thing, like, is it more niche because she's a woman? Is it more
I
niche
meant
because
because the classical music realm, because it's really
it's
there's
less
really
accessible
and
to
there's
people?
not much
because
you connect with personally with the characters.
yeah, I mean, it's just
That's
like
what I mean by that. It's like it's a very like
her
if you want to
performance
have
is great, the perspective is great, the victim's perspective, descent into. I liked all.
Yeah.
I liked all 3 of them.
I'm not saying we don't like any of these, but yeah.
But
All right, so what are you streaming then?
I'm streaming AFTERSUN,
All right. Yeah, so it's popping on. You're flipping around your streaming service that you pay monthly for.
and that would be a good.
You watch it.
Yeah, especially if I was like by myself or even with other people, like Friday night. I'm
Mhm.
watching AFTERSUN and I'm feeling good about it.
What's this funny? I'm streaming Tar.
Oh, that's heavy.
But see, that's where I
So
no, I
much.
said you need to cease. I think Tar, because of the conversation with cancel culture, it's an
that
interesting.
conversation is everywhere right
I know,
now.
but it's an interesting movie
overdone.
to see right now because of that.
Mhm.
But before our conversation, I was skipping Tar.
yeah.
But when
okay.
we talked,
oh, really?
yeah, but
Okay,
and I was
interesting.
streaming AFTERSUN. But as we talked about it, we struggled to have a conversation about AFTERSUN.
I actually thought Tar was going to be your pay money for it.
No, so you know what I'm saying?
And
Like
I like Tar.
After Sun, we were like, okay, else is there to say? Like we talked about it for sure, but
Yeah, but
we had a more meaningful conversation
about Tar.
about Tar.
But my enjoyment
You got
level
fired up about Tar, so I'm like, okay, if you get fired up and want to talk about something, maybe that's the movie you should see. See what other people see.
What fires me up is the people that think it's so niche because it's a musician, because it's a woman, because it's lesbian.
No, I think it's.
But the message is the fucking same. Oh, I said the F word.
I think it's her.
The same thing.
I think it's her performance.
I agree. Her performance is great.
Yes.
Yes.
Cate Blanchett makes the movie. It doesn't work without a superb performance.
I agree.
And her performance is top notch.
I agree with that. And that's why I really, really liked it. But for me, if I want to be honest, what's my movie I enjoyed watching the most? It wasn't Tar.
Right. So the one we're paying the most money to see.
Infinity Pool.
Infinity Pool.
We did pay the most money to see because we saw it in the theater.
Well, it's funny. My friend I was talking to about this
Now,
the
do
other
you
day.
think the theater
He was like, so
does
is
it have a theater effect?
I think
The fact that we saw it
I
in the
think
theater?
the fact that you could see a movie in a theater like that's a little weird and different for sure.
No. What I'm saying is, do you think we feel the same way about it because we saw it in the theater versus sitting at home?
I mean, I think it helped the viewing, sure. But I think at the end of the day, the movie that's the most provocative, the most original, the most really trying to do something different is Infinity Pool.
Definitely.
That was my problem with After
sure.
Sun. After Sun tried to do something kind of different and just floundered.
Agreed.
It fumbled it. To bring our Super Bowl metaphor in here.
Yeah.
But at Infinity Pool, my friend was like, when I was talking to him that we saw the movie the night before, he was like, so was it worth the $20
Yeah.
you and the wife dropped to see it? I'm like, $20 and then some.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's what you purchase, whatever the
I
price
think
is.
it's worth the $20.
You buy
And
you pay it for Infinity Pool.
The cherry Coke and
Yeah.
soda.
And I think it's so much you buy Infinity Pool and Possessor and you just watch both of them back to back.
That would be a good podcast episode.
You go full in Cronenberg. That might be a Pine Lake Cinema night.
Ooh,
oh,
that
man.
might be.
People might start coming.
Pine Lake Cinema, here we come.